Hey man, how are you?
Hello, Sid. How are you?
Great man. Let's get down to the cricket. What are your thoughts on the Sri Lankan series win against West Indies 2-0?
Pretty emphatic, eh? Pretty emphatic. I think before the series we were talking about the weaknesses of the windy side, especially in spinning conditions, and yeah, it proved to be the case. I think I think they really found one thing in the spin department, and the Sri Lankan side. I mean, they're going from strength to strength. Still a young team, relatively young team, but this would be a good confidence booster for them. Winning a test series and winning it, quite quite comfortably in the end, I would say. So it's something to build on for them as a side, and I think their spinners are something that they can really build a side going into the future.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with you. So let's get to the Pakistan series. I know they played against Bangladesh today for the second test. Pity the day had to end with bad light. They won 61 for 2 in the second test, but I think we briefly touched on their test win last week against Bangladesh. It was quite a great comeback from them because that match went up and down. You never knew where it was going to go until they bowled in the second innings and they really blew them away. I think they won by 8 wickets, if I can remember. So great stuff by them.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Bangladesh will. If you look at both innings, I think it was 50-50 after both innings, but
Hmm.
Pakistan just tore away in second innings of Bangladesh.
Mm.
I think the bowling really just came to the fore there, and it was I think it was a real tall order facing the likes of Afridi
Mm.
in that sort of mode for these Bangladesh batsmen. It's too hard to handle, and I mean I think they probably would have needed around 250,
Mm.
270 to really have a first of winning that test match, and
Yeah.
unfortunately they fell short of that. However, we've seen Bangladesh defend these scores at home. We've seen some strange things happen, but I mean, I think a subcontinent side like Pakistan would back themselves in those conditions.
Mm. But though, to be honest, those pitches, that pitch they played in the first test wasn't actually that bad. It seemed like a fair pitch. It wasn't as radical as the usual pitches. But anyway, hopefully they step in the right direction. So we get to India and New Zealand. Interesting first test, a draw. Felt that Rahane could have maybe got his team to play a bit more aggressively once they got the lead of 250, and then maybe they could have had more time to get the win, but I guess it is what it is. And this second test is looking pretty much India should win it unless, a lightning strikes. So, yeah, what's your thoughts so far?
I think New Zealand showed incredible fight in that first test. I mean, batting towards the end, they did whatever they had to do to save that test match. And I would say in the balance of playing, if you look at that test match as a whole, uh, draw probably a fair result, I would say, in the end, even though they lost a lot of wickets towards the end. But I'd say probably a fair result. I think both teams really lacked that killer punch. That
Hmm.
killer punch to actually take the game. Whereas you're seeing it in this game,
Yeah.
just to give Ajaz Patel so much of credit for
Hmm.
taking that 10 for
Yeah,
first
man.
innings. I mean, that was an incredible effort. But
Yeah.
it seems like India are packing all the punches here, and they really taking they really taking the game, to the sword here, and putting New Zealand under so much of pressure. I mean, they're showing a lot of killer instinct in this game. It seems like they
Hmm.
really want to win this test match, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a tall order with Ashwin um bowling in that rough, and these batsmen are not really used to it.
Hmm.
But I mean, 62 all out is it's going to be hard for them to come back into this game from this. It's going to take a monumental effort, I would say. But the way things are going, India will be disappointed if they lose this test match from the situation they're in now. or fail to win it,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all looking like an Indian win at the moment, and sure, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if this ends tomorrow.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that because I was thinking if India wanted to, they could have tried to chase for quick 150 runs and then had a go at them tonight. But I don't think it's going to happen today. Maybe by tomorrow, as you said, they'll
Absolutely.
probably, yeah. Or maybe it could finish early on the fourth day
Yeah,
of
I
New
think they'll
Zealand
give
show a
people
bit
the time.
more. Hmm. That depends how much they make
I,
by. Or maybe they
I
could
think the
actually
one
get.
thing that's in their
Yeah.
favor,
Pardon?
I think the one thing that's in their favor in this test match is that they have a lot of time. They have a lot of time to bowl New Zealand now. So that's really going to help
Yeah,
them.
but then the
So
funny
yeah, I
story is
mean,
if India give New Zealand 400 to chase tomorrow, they'll have 2 days to chase it, and if they even grind it out, they could even get to do it. So, and knowing how New Zealand are fighters, even though I did say, I mean, India should win it, but now that I'm thinking about it, with 2 days to spare, if they choose to give New Zealand 400 runs to chase, and yeah, depends how one looks at it, I guess. But yeah, I don't think India will lose it. I think the pitch will probably get worse and worse. I don't
I
think you can survive
you're
2 days
saying,
on
but
it.
I get what you're saying. But I mean, how often have we seen it? I mean, it's been such a
Yeah.
rarity where a side actually
Mm.
batted 2 days to actually
I
win a
know.
test, to actually draw a test match. It's
Not
become a
though.
rarity in test cricket at the
No,
moment.
no, no, no.
I
If you
mean,
bet for
if you
2 days, you should pick 400 in two
just
days. You
buy,
could,
it's happened.
yeah, 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 you could take 400 in 2 days. It can't be that. I mean, depends. No, no, actually, if they
Uh,
bet, but depends if they chase tomorrow, and then, oh well, who knows? But that's just sounding of optimism for them. But it's pretty much a done deal for them. I mean, for India. So I think we get to our
I,
final.
I think uh, I think if the pitch is not deteriorating, then you probably have a chance. But I mean,
Mm. Mm.
in the subcontinent, especially in India, if the pitch is going to be deteriorating,
Yeah.
the spinners
Mm.
are really going to be coming into the fore, and it's
Mm.
nearly impossible to actually save a test match, let alone win it. So it's very
Yeah.
important to score runs in your first innings, and that's exactly what New Zealand did not do. So yeah, that is why they're in this situation now, and they're way behind this game now. They're really behind this game, big time.
Yeah. Okay, so the final segment we have is the long-awaited Ashes. Starts on the 8th of December, and what are your thoughts in general? Because my thoughts are that Australia are favourites. Ben Stokes coming gives England half a hope, but I think if the pitches and the conditions, like weather-wise, are Australian-like, meaning that the weather is all sunny and the pitches are all bouncy, it's pretty much a done deal for Australia. But I've been hearing the conditions in Australia have been a bit damp and misery, so kind of could make it interesting for England.
Yeah, been interesting build up, hey? I mean, Australia have had all these problems with the captaincy and I mean, you know, last minute changes. I'm not sure if that's going to disturb them or it's going to, charge them on, but I'm sure they'll be up for it because it
Hmm.
is the Ashes, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's they playing against their main opponents and their main rivals, and they're definitely going to be up for it.
Hmm.
But I mean, talking about that weather, I think that's quite encouraging for England. If you're going to
Hmm.
have a damp summer where it's going to be very overcast and you're going to have a bit of rain, that's really going to play into England's hands in terms of the bowling front. But I do feel that they're probably missing one quick in the form of Archer. I think he would have made a real difference in the England side. But I mean, yeah, Australia favourites, no doubt about it. New captaincy, Cummins, and then Payne. We all know what happened with him and his transgressions, and he's out of the side now. And there's a debut for Alex Carey, so that'll be quite interesting. I think it's been long awaited. I think this should have been done some time back, trying to put Carey back in the team because I think with his age, he's probably has much more years to offer than probably a guy like Payne. So yeah, I think the pain is over for Australia now, so they can build for the future. They've got
Yeah.
Carey in the side,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, looking at that pitch at the first test in Gabba at the Gabba, I think if England really, they can get the ball in the right areas, they can cause this Australian side some
Mm.
problems because that batting lineup will still be a bit unsettled. And getting to the Australian bowling, I mean, Hazelwood has been outstanding.
Hello? Oh, sorry. What were you trying to say there? Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, how are you? Sorry, missed you there.
Yeah, yeah. What were you trying to say there at the end? Hmm. Mhm. Hello? Oh, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? Oh, what were your words at the end? Oh, can you hear me now? Oh, hmm. Um, okay. That's strange that you can't hear me. Oh, Herbert. I guess we'll. Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess we'll just call. I'll check you next week, okay?